Hey, my lovelies, welcome back to another episode of the Year of Cooking Canuck. I'm glad you're here. On today's segment of Clearly Canadian, I'm going to be making something that evokes a lot of memories from my childhood. Alberta is known for their beef. They're also known for their copious fields of corn and wheat, grains, sunflowers, canola oil, and especially barley. So today I'm going to be making a beef barley soup. Now this reminds me of my mom making this, and even as a young kid we'd go to department stores like Woolworths or Woolco or Kresge's or Towers, and you'd sidle up on that old-fashioned lunch counter, maybe have some chips and gravy, but I also always loved the beef barley soup. So guys, let's get in my kitchen and get this going. Beef barley soup today on Clearly Canadian. Hey gang, welcome to the kitchen countertop as usual. So I'm going to show you all the ingredients we need to make beef barley soup. Obviously you're going to start off with beef. Now I bought frozen cubed beef. This is about 900 grams. So let's say almost a kilo basically, I guess. And if you want, you can cut these into smaller pieces, but I think I'm going to leave them in the sizes that they are. You want them bite-sized, but nice mouthful. You can cut them up if you want. With your beef, you're going to dredge it in a little bit of flour, seasoned with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. As far as the veggies and aromatics go, what I have here is kohlrabi. You can use any turnip. You can use sweet, you can use rutabaga, purple turnip. These are quite nice. So they have a very robust turnip flavor, and I really like them. And they're quite beautiful. The leaves actually are also edible, and they have very hard stalks that grow up, and they flower these beautiful flowers. They're so pretty and delicate. I'm not going to eat them though. Right. I have 3 stalks of celery. I have 3 quite large shallots, or you can use onions, obviously, and garlic. I'm using frozen chopped garlic, but to your taste. I have here red potatoes. Again, how many you use is up to you. And I have 3 carrots here. And of course, I have my pearl barley, which I'm going to cook separately. And the reason we do that is because if you put this in the soup, it may be too much, and it may just be all glooky with barley. So I'm going to cook this separately and then add it to the soup. You're also, of course, going to need water. And what I have here are 3 beef bouillon cubes, which I'm going to mix in with the hot boiling water and then add into the soup. You want everything covered nicely. Right, guys, so this is everything you're going to need. Obviously, salt and pepper. And I'm going to start with getting my beef dredged, and we're going to start frying that in a little bit of oil. And I'll show you when we can do that. Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen. As you can see, I've chopped all of my semi-hard veggies, the carrots and celery. The shallots or onions and garlic are ready for when the meat has browned off. In the meantime, I've also gone ahead and chopped the turnip or the kohlrabi and my red potatoes into largish chunks because I don't want them to melt in the soup. And I am leaving the skin on. I like the purple color of the skin, and the potatoes smell really beautiful. They're a beautiful red potato. I've also gone ahead and seasoned my beef cubes, and I picked out large pieces of fat, and I've lightly dredged it in the flour with, I just put some salt and pepper and garlic powder. Alright guys, so this is going to get ready to go in batches if need be into a large pot. What I have here is beef drippings that are homemade, and I'm going to start off with the fat in the pot, and this broth will be added into the soup because it's a really good beef concentrate. Alright guys, so when I have the beef going, I'll be back and show you what that looks like. Hey gang, welcome back. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've added that beef fat to my pan, and it smells really good. And what I'm going to start doing now is adding the beef cubes that I've dredged in flour, salt, pepper, and olive oil. And like I said, guys, don't overcrowd this. Do it in batches if you have to. The other thing is, we're not cooking this all the way through. You're simply wanting to get some color on it. So when you pull these out, you can place them on the same plate that you had them, the raw pieces, because we're going to be cooking this again. So it's not going to affect the outcome. You won't be putting cooked meat with raw meat because it's all going back in, is what I'm trying to say. So that looks good. I don't want to overcrowd it, as I said. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to brown this off, and then I'll bring you back when that's all done. Hey guys, alright, welcome back. So my beef is nicely browning here, and at this point, I mean, you don't have to brown it all the way, as I said, because you're going to add your onions and garlic to this as well, and that's going to fry even more. Now, if you notice, on the bottom of my pan, there's that brown stuff. That's called fond. That's flavor, guys. Don't worry about it. It's going to come off with liquid. So, I'm going to go ahead and add the other beef that I've already browned off. And if there's any juices, put that in there as well. Right, that's it. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my shallots or onions if you're using it, and garlic. In the background, I'm boiling some water for my stock. So let's get these guys going. Oh, does that ever smell lovely? Whoa. Right, so what I'm going to do with this fond is I'm going to just add just a touch of water. And it will lift up. And that's going to add flavor to the stock, to the soup eventually. Maybe just a bit more. It'll evaporate, but the point is trying to lift the fond off, which it's doing now. You see it's cleaning the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Right guys, so I'm going to continue with this, and then I'll bring you back for the next step. See you in a bit. Alright guys, welcome back. So what I've gone ahead and done now is I've added a kettle of boiling water with one of the bouillon cubes to this. I've gone ahead and boiled the other 2 bouillon cubes with another kettle worth of water. But what I want to do now is go ahead. I'm going to add my homemade broth. And guys, if you have homemade beef broth, it's a no-brainer. Use that. So I'm going to just drain off quickly my turnips and potatoes. And they're only in the water simply to prevent them from browning. I mean, if you wanted, in the meantime, you can go ahead and chop everything up. So I'm going to go ahead and add those in very carefully. And I didn't use all of the potatoes I had. I left the one big one out. Because don't forget, we're adding barley to this, guys. After all, it's beef barley soup. Right, so they're in. I'm also going to go ahead and add the celery and the carrots at this point. You could hold off if you like, but I'm listening to Mama, and Mama says, no, put them all in together. So that's what I'm doing. Obviously this looks quite full, but don't forget these vegetables are going to cook down and reduce. So what I'm going to do now is add the rest of my broth. And I always keep one of these plastic containers strictly for making broths. You don't have to, but... Right guys, so that's in. We're going to go ahead and bring this to a boil, then let it simmer, and I'll bring you all back then. Hey gang, welcome back. So my soup is nicely simmering away, and the vegetables are beginning to get soft. I've checked the turnip and the potatoes. Potatoes are pretty much there, and the turnips are on their way. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I've put a pot on the hob here, and I have my pearl barley. That bag I had was pretty much 1 cup. I may or may not use all of it because it does swell, but I'm going to go ahead and cook it anyways. And we'll get this going, and then I'll bring you back once the barley's cooked. Hey gang, welcome back. So I've tasted my soup, and it didn't need any salt at all. The beef bouillon was salty enough. It's great, lovely seasoned. I did, however, add some black pepper. And at this point, what I'm going to go ahead and do is add my barley, which I've cooked and they've split. And I'm going to go ahead and add this in slowly. Don't want to get scalded. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to turn the heat off, and then I'll pop a lid on this. So I'm going to add, I mean, the barley swelled, but not as much as I thought. So, I mean, you guys add as much barley as you see fit, basically. So... So, put that aside. So I've added in the barley, and it will continue to swell in here, guys, but you can see it in here now. Hopefully. Right. My turnip is nice and soft. The beef is really tender. So guys, all that's up to do is to plate up. So I shall be back and show you everything when I eat. Hey you guys, we're done. I'm just toasting up some flatbread to have with my soup. Guys, this would be really good if you had native bannock. Oh, smells good. Or some crusty bread even. So let me just put that aside for myself. And let's take a look at our soup. Ooh, it's steamy. You guys, look at that. It is so good. Beef barley soup, nice and rich and flavorful and hearty. So all that's up to do is to plate up. So let's do that. Now guys, I love soup and I eat it all the time. Spring, summer, fall, winter, I don't care. I eat it all the time. Look at that, gorgeous. The potatoes are still in there. We have the celery. We have have the turnip, we have the beef, of course the barley, carrots. Yum. Oh, I'm really going to enjoy this. Guys, you know I live in Malta and it gets very hot here, and it's starting to get quite warm, and we're in April. However, I love comfort food, and if I want soup, I'm going to eat soup. And you know, a lot of hot countries do actually serve warm foods. Oh, that looks good. During the height of summer, because it actually cools you down, such as, you know, hot tea or whatnot. So guys, there you have it. There's the beef barley soup. Again, thank you so much for watching the Euro Cooking Canuck and Clearly Canadian. We'll see you next time. Please like, please subscribe, and I love your comments. In the description box below, I will put the link to my Facebook page where you will get updates. You will also have notifications when the videos are ready. So guys, thanks again for watching. As usual, be a few pics. Ciao for now.